Hello everyone and welcome to yet another amazing episode of Lipnox SQ, the show focused on the games, applications, and tech demos released on SideQuest for the OculusQuest virtual reality headset. Now I would quickly like to address the email sent out by Oculus about confirming your developer status. You just need to put your credit card or phone number in and you're good to go. If you're just trying to stop piracy, don't need to worry about anything, SideQuest is not going away. So on today's episode, we have a comic book application called SuperMedium. We have 3 meditation applications, 2 horror games, and tons more. Let's check it out today on Lipnox SQ. So this is a 360-degree whack-a-mole game with colorful graphics, 3 difficulty modes, and 3 weapons. I found it slow at times keeping up with my swings, but if you go slower, it seems to work fine in my experience. It's dReal's first game, and a free one at that, so I can definitely forgive the floaty movement of the weapons. I hope it's something that can be fixed, but even if it isn't fixed, I still think it's a worthwhile time and would easily fit into a carnival-style game or a minigame collection. The wood hammer seems like the most functional weapon, and the baseball bat is the least functional, so keep note of that. I would also have loved to see a global leaderboard. I find as a 360 game, its place on the Quest is perfect combined with the great use of 3D audio to help guide you to the moles you gotta whack. I would definitely recommend downloading this and trying it out for yourself, and the planned updates have me more excited to see this app grow. A short little camp story where you roast marshmallows for your fellow campers with hilarious dialogue that isn't really kid-friendly. This one is short, but a ton of fun, and I urge everyone to try it out for a laugh as I really enjoyed it. I don't want to show too much though, so I'll keep this brief, but Chris is definitely someone I'll be following going forward, and I eagerly anticipate his next release. Hey, sorry, I was just reading some amazing Spider-Man. Now, I don't think anyone's going to argue the best way to read comic books is with the physical comic book in your hand. But, given the current events and a lack of space some people have, the second best way to read a comic book is, of course, in VR. I'd like to show you guys SuperMedium. This is an app for reading comic books, brought to us from the same people who gave us the amazing, free Moonrider music game. I'm sure a lot of you have tried that in the past. It has a ton of comic books for you to check out in the freely available featured section, or you can easily use the desktop application to wirelessly transfer comics you have on your computer. You can sort them in the folders, so it's easy to read a series of comics back to back, and after you let the comic load in the headset, they work offline without your computer. There is a USB transfer feature as well if you choose to use it, but I haven't found it to be very fast on my GPD Micro PC, but if you have a more powerful computer, you likely won't have an issue. The comic books look absolutely stunning, and due to the extremely high resolution in the OculusQuest headset, appear to pop out of the screen with an almost 3D effect that is quite the treat for the eyes. That being said, there's a trick to put photos in a zip file, rename the extension to a CBR file, and view them inside the application as well, and I recommend putting some seriously high quality pics in and give it a try. You'll be blown away how nice they look. It also supports PDFs, and my computer was slow at converting them within the app, so I wasn't able to easily use this function, but it's definitely something worth checking out to test some magazines or other PDF files in. The controls are set up so you can easily use it one-handed, making it a breeze to use while sitting in a chair or a bed eating a snack or something. You can zoom in and change the position of the page easily to fit your needs. I sometimes like to stand up and treat it like I'm reading a comic book on a huge wall in front of me. Overall, I would say this app is incredibly impressive. There's a free demo version you can try to see for yourself if it's worth the $10 purchase, and I think for comic book fans or people looking for the best way to view high quality photos on the OculusQuest headset, this is an absolute must, and I can't wait to see how it evolves as more features are added going forward. First of all, the instructions to get started are in the game itself when you boot up, not on the SideQuest page, so it was kind of frustrating when I followed the information on the linked site and had to exit and boot up again. Also, please note this does not include the shareware version, so you will need to get the pack files yourself to even try this. It's basically another Quest port of Quake. Personally, I thought Dr. Beef did a great job, but I'm always interested in trying someone else's take on one of my favorite games. This one has some bug with the weapons getting stuck, but holding down the Oculus button fixed it quickly for me. While it offers no analog stick turning, you can use both sticks for movement and your head for aiming, making it far more accessible for all types of players, or those who want a more classic Quake experience in VR without moving their arms. Using the head tracking to aim was actually quite fun, and I prefer the other style of aiming, but I think this is a lot of fun regardless, and if you get motion sick from the other one, maybe try this version and see if you can handle it. I had fun personally, and I would love to see more projects from Heriberto. Now, I'm no stranger to feeling stressed out, and for me, hanging out in virtual reality is one of the best ways to calm down. Here's 3 virtual reality apps to check out that just recently released, and I'll tell you which one is the best and which one you should stay away from. Let's take a look. Cosmic Flow is a trippy visualizer type experience where you just sit and watch. You can set a time limit if you want to ensure you don't get lost inside the app. You can also adjust a few of the smaller settings like particles and such. I found it was a perfect app to just lie down and stare at, and it has an easy way to press the A button and readjust the screen. It may not be complex, but this is definitely one I would recommend checking out. So Mindfulness VR has a cool breathing effect, and the areas seem mapped out as if they were in 3D with the pointer, but in reality, they are just 360 video playing around you. The app also takes a ridiculous amount of time to download the videos, and when I tried to play them without downloading, I got a black environment. Also, if you exit or take off the headset, it stops downloading, so the only way to even watch the videos properly is to sit there for like 10 minutes or longer while it slowly downloads doing nothing. Yeah, this is a hard pass for me. This is a strange one, as half the environments are just 360 videos and half are full 3D environments like they are in Real Fishing VR. Now unfortunately, at the current time, the app wouldn't let me actually boot up the 3D ones, though I got to look around them in the menu before you actually hit start, so I was able to appreciate how amazing they look. I would love if they worked correctly and if there was a way to stop the non-3D ones from showing, as I think this is probably my favorite of the 3 apps. This one also has amazing narration to go along with the levels that were 360 videos, which I expect will be functional in the 3D levels too, after the bugs are patched out. I think this is well worth a download to take a look, but stick to the 3D levels. They are the levels that are on the right side. Draint is a graffiti game at heart, but that is just one of the modes. It also has a board you can draw on, a mode you can draw all around you. I found movement easy in all 3 of these, and the graphics top notch for the most part, though the game took some major hits performance-wise when I was recording gameplay. I really can't decide which I liked the most of the 3, but as an art application, the selection was amazing, and all 3 environments were visually gorgeous. I especially love the city environment. It has a huge amount of detail on a level unlike any other art games I've played on the OculusQuest. Settings are easily accessed, and each tool for making art works as expected. This is a title I've had installed on my Quest for a long time, and I would definitely recommend it for its ease of use and professional production values. Now, I gotta admit, I'm not always the bravest person when it comes to these horror games in VR. I did beat Resident Evil 7, but it wasn't easy. I admit I had to do a little bit of singing to get past some of the scary bits. You know how it is. So when I got asked to cover a horror game, I was a little bit hesitant. Now, I mean, being as I'm not an expert for these horror games, I figured I had to check out 2 horror games, just so I had a good feeling for what the standards were of horror games on the OculusQuest. So, here's Beaver Bay, and I'm also taking a look at Cat. You're in a dark closed-off area with trees and 6 items to find. Usually the dark scares me, but within seconds of playing this, you see the Cat in the Hat character, and he's not animated at all. I walked around, he would randomly teleport near me, and eventually I guess I looked at him for too long, and the screen came up with some glitchy, also not animated visual. There is the start of something here, but it's far too much of a start for this to offer any entertainment value, and for someone like me, scared of horror games, this wasn't in the slightest bit scary. Not recommended. Beaver Bay is a game where you're attacked by mysterious mascot characters that look right out of Five Nights at Freddy's. This, however, is a different experience, focused on pulling levers and sneaking around a character named Bucky who is dead set on killing you if he sees you. Now, you're not completely powerless, as you do have a crowbar to get into areas blocked off as well as tables you can duck under. I've heard in the full version there is more planned, like lockers to hide in, to mix up the gameplay, but I found being able to get on my knees and hide under the table to be a satisfying and functional gameplay mechanic. This game got me good with a few good scares, but I was able to push through, so it definitely didn't hit me too hard that I didn't want to finish beating it. That being said, without dying, it is only 5 minutes long. There are some minor bugs with purple lines appearing at times, but for something this early into development, I'm excited to follow this project further, and I would love to try out the full release when it's completed and see the mechanics fleshed out more. This is an application designed around presentations and work meetings. It has a simple hot potato game I was unable to test without a second person to see how functional it is. It also has a whiteboard currently that seems to work well and will support screencasting features soon according to the developer. Hopefully that will include sound as well. It has a beautiful aquatic environment when you look outside the windows and some interesting book titles, but overall the room looks decent. The weird avatar characters, however, look very unpolished, and I was happy to only see them at the opening part, as I feel they need to be changed and updated before this app will be taken seriously. If I were to do a business presentation or work meetings, this app works fine, and I think how you can freely move around the environment is a great idea. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, but before you go, I just want to quickly show you some green screen footage I did with the Quake Locomotion demo from last week, just showing that the head tracking movement does actually work without the analog stick at all. Now, I talked to the developer, he watched my video, and he helped me out getting that set up. So watch the clip, and maybe I'll give you guys some ideas if you want to check it out yourself, especially if you're having motion sick issues. Now, also, the Bang Squash game I played last week, that game also had some major updates, and it's going to be getting a free demo apparently very soon. The developer has updated a few of the mechanics, so it's working a lot better. I don't know if I would recommend a purchase yet, but if you try out the demo and you like it, you should definitely buy the game. It's got tons of content and it's tons of fun. So again, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. This was Lipnox out. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next week.